Okay, what I'm about to do for you is my favorite card trick. It's called Sam the Bellhop. What it is that it tells a story about a guy named Sam who works at a hotel right across this famous casino in New York called the 654 Club. You ever been there?
No.
You don't get that much, do you?
No.
Alright, well that's alright. I'll go slower. So, one night, Sam just opened up, and it was kind of slow, kind of like here. When all of a sudden, these big double doors swing open, and in walk these four guys, just like kings. Yeah, that's what they look like. They called Sam over. They're like, "Hey Sam, do you think you can find us some ladies, to help the time go by?" Sam looks at his watch and says, "Well, it's still kind of early, but I'll see what I can do." So the cards were cut. Sam took a little walk down 1, 2, 3 blocks. Says, "Well, I found you a couple brunettes and a couple of redheads." Like, "Sam, they're beautiful. Where'd you get them?" It's like, "Oh, the 654 Club right down the block." Say, "Sam, you're a hell of a guy. Here, have a $2 tip for each other." So the guys are sitting there with the ladies, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. When all of a sudden they wanted to play some cards. The trouble was they didn't have enough card players. So they called Sam over. They're like, "Hey Sam, do you think you can find us some extra card players?" Sam looks at his watch and says, "Well, it's still kind of early, but I'll see what I can do." So the cards were cut.
Dang.
My cards. Sam took another walk down 1, 2, 3 blocks. Says, "Well, I found you a couple of guys. They're all named Jack." I say, "Sam, they're great. Where'd you get them?" He's like, "Oh, the 654 Club right down the block." I say, "Sam, have another $2 tip for your trouble." Well, they're sitting there playing cards, and the guys get into a little bit of trouble with the ladies. Start earning them some money. The trouble was they only had a $40 check. So they called Sam over. They're like, "Hey Sam, do you think you can cash this check for us?" Sam says, "Well, I've just opened up the bar. There's not much change in there. I'll tell you what, I'll walk down to the bank for you guys." So the cards were cut. Sam took another walk down 1, 2, 3 blocks. He says, "Well, they didn't have any 20s. Had to get you 4 10s. I say, "Sam, you're really one hell of a guy. Have another $2 tip." They say, they're really starting to like this guy, Sam. They say, "You remind us of that magician, TJ. He's like, "Oh, shucks, nobody's that nice, for crying out loud." They say, "You look to be a rather young guy. I guess your age to be about, what, 38? I say, "You're close, I'm 39. Say, "Do you live here in town?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I live in a classy place of town. I live in Winston-Salem." It's a joke. They say, "Well, what's your address?" Like, "Well, I live at 1329 West 8th Street. Say, "Do you gamble?" He's like, "Oh yeah, all the time. At 654 Club right down the block." Say, "Well, what was one of the craziest hands you've ever seen?" It's like, Sam's like, "Well, Chris Angel the magician comes in. After the cards were turned over, he had 3 7s and a pair of 8s. I say, "Wow, that's a full house. Did you win?" He's like, "No, Angel came in, and she had 3 aces and a pair of 9s. I'm like, "Wow, did she win?" Like, "No, TJ the magician came in, and he had a straight flush." That's Sam the Bellhop.